in dealing with the cedi to be stable for businesses to thrive in this country. And another government has come to find various means to deal with it. And there are cogent reasons given to it by even the one who raised the concerns. He has even given, IMF have given the reasons. And the reasons are not far-fetched. And it is allowable. Then you say, no, money is lost. Who took the money? Tell us. Who took the, they should tell us who took the cocoa board's monies, and they are having challenges now. Can they tell us? Who took cocoa board's money?
When you say that, they'll say you are
no, we're not comparing.
You are drawing in other tangentials that have no bearings.
We've made comparison of what the essence of gold board and their gold for oil and gold for reserves. We've made comparisons of their benefits to the country. Everybody has made those comparisons. It's only the NPP that doesn't want to listen to those comparisons and understand that there is no money lost or gone into anybody's pocket. It is simply an exchange rate differential issue. It is simply an accounting issue. Not that somebody has pilfered, but the overall benefits, we all know that is palpable. It's palpable in so many ways. So the NPP was in power and they had the gold in this country. They were supposed to use it to our benefit. Check all countries that are controlling very well their natural resources. They are well-to-do. Russia, oil, they are well-to-do. Saudi Arabia, they are controlling it well. They are making the marketing, they streamline how it is marketed, how it is exported. They are making it very well. You check, how do they call it? The same, even Israel. In gas, they are making it. We have gold and we have cocoa. Cocoa is one of the products that gives Ghana, foreign export that gives Ghana a lot of money. The cocoa sector has gone down, causing the cedi to fly. You came and brought in gold for oil, gold for reserve, to make sure you strengthen the cedi, stabilize the cedi. You failed abysmally. You couldn't control it. Even with that, you lost revenue, you lost money. There was also accounting problems, which we all agree, because I have said I'll never call it losses. I'll call it some transactional differences. But it's not losses, because the gains, if you weigh the gains of having controlled the cedi alone, I put it that day here, if you calculate the benefit of what we have gained from controlling the cedi, bringing it down by just 2 cedis, the benefit to government, the benefit to businessmen, the benefit to all Ghanaians is enormous. If Gold Board takes money, let's say today, the dollar is 11 cedis.
Yeah.
Then they go and take 100 million to buy gold, go and sell, and control the gold, get our reserves. And in 2 months' time, they are able to drop the cedi to 8 cedis, the dollar to 8 cedis. And they are going back for the same money that they sold the gold that they bought today. They bring that money back. The value of the dollar is still the same. It hasn't changed. Externally, the dollar hasn't changed value.
Yeah.
But the value of the dollar in Ghana has changed value because out of our export and our reserves in gold, our cedi has gained strength. If Gold Board is going for another 100 million from Bank of Ghana, they won't give it to them at 10 cedis. They'll give it to them at 8 cedis. Have they caused any loss? It's because of the exchange rate of that day. But remember, we don't use the dollars in Ghana here. We use it for businessmen who want to procure any goods outside this country. So what do? The businessman will go and give his cedis to Bank of Ghana. I want to buy medical beds, 1,000 of them, at a cost of 2,000 per bed, making it 200,000. If I want to buy the beds from China, Ghana government, Bank of Ghana will take my cedis, 8 cedis to 1. But with the dollar outside per the Chinese is still the same value. And send that $200,000 to China to give me the 100 beds. Has the dollar lost value? No. Because the money sitting at Bank of Ghana still have the same external value. That is why I am arguing with I'm telling all Ghanaians that there is no loss in this. Because the money that we are using to strengthen our cedi still has the same value externally lying with Bank of Ghana. I hope you are getting my.
I'm following. I'm following the conversation, but I'll ask a question when you're done with the point you're building.
Right. Let's take it another example. Government wants to buy tractors for farmers, and a tractor is costing $10,000. So you need $140,000 to buy one tractor. Then, when they are going to, because the dollar has now dropped, the government would not need 140,000 cedis. The government would now need 120,000 cedis. Has the government saved 20,000 or not? Out of the effect of gold board making the cedis strengthen, haven't we saved 20 cedis?
I mean that's been discussed, right?
Yes.
That the fact that the cedi performed creditably, it wiped off more than 100 billion cedis in terms of debts that we had to pay externally, amongst other things.
Besides that, there was smuggling. And to curb the smuggling, you have to spend. The people that you have to train to go around to enforce the law, to go around to ensure that no one smuggles. Will you pay them or you not pay them? And because of that, you have to add a price to the gold price, because gold price is determined internationally. That all is expenditure. So we have been able to curb smuggling. Through gold board, Bank of Ghana has been able to stabilize the cedi, has made the cost of doing business internationally to a Ghanaian reduce. The real people who should complain, let me tell you, are those who export. Those who export. They should be the ones complaining. Because if you borrowed at 14 per dollar to produce goods in Ghana, and you are exporting it, and the money comes and they are paying you at an exchange rate lower than what you borrowed, it's going to be difficult for you to do your business. They should be the one complaining. It shouldn't be NPP complaining that IMF, who thought it wise to give a statement, a summary about the transaction, telling us that we've lost $1.7 billion. So that is a problem. Did the IMF tell us what we should do differently from what we have done to strengthen our cedi, to strengthen our currency, to bring our inflation down, to bring cost of living down? The IMF didn't tell us. That is why sometimes some of us have problems with the IMF. When countries are working very hard to come out of the dungeons of oppression, economic oppression, IMF has problems. Countries that are trying to win themselves off from this high interest borrowing from the international companies or investors, IMF doesn't like that.
Is that the case? Because they are the ones who helped stabilize things.
That is the case.
Role.
How were they happy with NPP when they were borrowing at very high interest rates? We have come to say we won't borrow at high interest rate. We channel all our gold resources in this country through one channel, have reserves, strengthen our cedi, and that way we will have the cost to go and borrow. Because if you are borrowing at high interest, you have to get money to add and pay. And once your money is being devaluated, if you borrowed at 10 cedis per dollar and the cedi devaluates, if you are going to pay, you need more money. What do you have to do? Tax and pay. And what were they doing? They were going for short-term high interest loans to pay. Let me give you a clear example in my case. I signed an LC in 2020 to buy a CT scan. At that time, the exchange rate was 6 cedis. By the time my CT scan arrived and I was about to pay, the exchange rate was 17.
There was a difference.
Was 17. I had to vomit money. Actually, go for what I don't even want to do, to add to pay to settle the problem. It is in the reverse today. If you had gone for an LC 2024, it is maturing this year at 17 Ghana cedis per dollar. Today you are paying it at around 11. You have at least made profits, because you wouldn't need to get 17 Ghana cedis per dollar to pay. You really need 11 cedis per dollar to pay your LC. So look, I'm not an economist, but I do small business, and I think that the NPP understands that this issue about the statement made by the IMF is not that Sami Jemfi or Gold Board or the governor of Bank of Ghana has deliberately pushed out money. It is that our own initiative to stabilize the cedi, to make it stable for businessmen to run, to make interest rates stable, to have reserve for us to be able to procure goods abroad, that has caused us to lose this transactional, this money in these transactions. But it is not a deliberate effort that, oh, we must push some money somewhere into some account for some people to benefit from it. Nobody benefited from it. It is all Ghanaians who benefited from it. And we are benefiting from it by spending, by losing, technically, transactionally, 1.7 billion.
But that's a lot of money, Doc. 1.7 billion translates to 22 billion cedis. There's the admission that yes, there are losses, but could we have done all of this
without?
Not without, but at a reduced rate in terms of the losses. It's a question that is.
We could do it by sending the dollar back to 14 cedis. Is that what we want? Let's take the exchange rate back. We won't lose anything.
No. I get the point that previously you can decide to fold your arms and watch film. But the question being asked is that this work, it has contributed to a number of economic indicators.
Yes.
Inflation was on a record low for decades. Lending rate. Debt payment and debt servicing.
Sure.
There were positives there as well.
Yeah.
And generally, the indicators have been fantastic. In fact, if you speak to a lot of people, they say 2025 was a magic year for the Ghanaian economy from where it was before it came.
Yeah.
The question being asked is that, yes, could we have done it all and reduce the losses from 22 billion to say 10 billion or 5 billion is some of the questions being asked. Could this have been done with a different approach? Because it looks like the module which was used was problematic because it was always going to create a loss.
I would have been glad that we had a different way of managing it to reduce the costs. But I think at that instance, in 2025, this was the best option available to government, Bank of Ghana, and Gold Board. Even the IMF could not prescribe to us which option we should have. NPP, who is complaining today, Afenyo and his team, have not been able to give us an alternative. You know, if you are criticizing somebody, if I come here to criticize you of the way you make your news, I have to tell you a positive alternative to make it better. They have criticized that what we did is not good. They should tell us an example on how to do it, that it will minimize it. But if you also want to compare, even in their own tenure, they incurred losses when they introduced the gold purchasing program. We're not saying that because they cause losses, we should also deliberately cause losses to that tune. But if you also compare the quantum of resources of gold that we have gotten to our reserves, the amount of money that foreign exchange that Gold Board has been able to bring to the country, the amount of money that we have been able to get to raise to pay our debts that they even created by borrowing at high interest rates, you realize that even proportionally, Gold Board and Bank of Ghana, they are doing better. They are doing far better. Because they lost 5.7 billion in doing less than 1/5 of what Gold Board has done. But Gold Board is doing far, far well. So I think their comparison, yes, as an opposition, yes, they need to come up to point to us where we are going wrong and give alternative solutions for us. Or if they don't give, we will look for the alternative solutions. Currently, the government is looking at how they can minimize it. And I think you heard the Gold Board CEO tell us that from now, Bank of Ghana has no longer having hands in what they do. So if there's now any loss or any transactional, let me put it that way, differences, losses, it will be they who are going to be responsible. That's the solution. That's the solution. The previous year, we had no option but to do what we did. Now we are getting footing on the business. and Bank of Ghana is withdrawing because the new act does not allow Bank of Ghana to even control a gold board. They are now virtually independent with some equity from, with some investment from government as a seed capital to do their work. So let's see how it will go this year. But for me, the main objectives of this gold board and then the domestic gold purchasing program are virtually the same, just that one has outperformed the other and people are not very comfortable with it. I don't think that the minority would like Ghana cedis to go back to 17 cedis per dollar, so that at least when we do the differences, the transactional differences, we'll either be making profit out of it. No, I think they prefer us to have the CD even reduce further. If we can reduce it even further to 8 cedis per dollar, that would be perfect. That will make even people doing businesses feel more comfortable in executing their businesses. So my senior colleague, Afenyo and his team, please, you know the truth. You know the truth that this gold board issue, their transactions have reaped in a lot of benefits to this country. And we shouldn't demonize them just for the sake of political expediency.
So they want him to come to Parliament, but you on the majority side, you've been preventing it. They vowed that a motion is being ready. They will be sent to the Speaker. I think on social media there were pictures of that motion as well, which was being sent to the Speaker. Somewhere next week, the Speaker has has asked that the House members return for a sitting and all of that. Will you in the NDC want to consider an open invitation as well to have the CEO of Gold Board, Sami Jimfi, come in next week when you're having that emergency sitting to deal with this once and for all?
Oh, I think there is no wrong in inviting anybody running a state institution, inviting him to come and account to the people. We as Parliament deserves that right to invite anybody at all they think that he must come and render account of his stewardship. But I think if the minority leader really knew this, that he has the powers to do this, why did he have to call a press conference to say all what he said, even threatening Sami Jimfi of unbearable bail conditions when they come to power? Why did he have to do that? Is it now that he knows that Parliament can summon Sami Jimfi or Gold Board to come and respond? Parliament can summon Bank of Ghana to come and respond. When they summoned the Bank of Ghana governor, he came. They didn't want it to be heard in camera. And anytime we have a committee of a whole, we do it in camera. Committee of a whole is always held in camera. Not that it was implemented that day. You see, that is how they are. When they are in opposition, and courts can sit during holidays. When they are in government and courts can sit during holidays, now they are in opposition, courts can sit during holidays. You just find yourself, I find them so funny to me that the way they are putting up is not correct. Look, they should invite Sami Jimfi. He himself has told them that he wants to be invited to come and challenge them. But even the narrative and the explanation he gave during his press conference, I don't think they will even have the moral strength to insist Sami should come to, because he has made it so clear to them. Some of us who are not even economists even understand it better. To me, my simple way of understanding it has made me to love the way the Gold Board is working. So, yes, Speaker will look at the motion. Majority has no objection to them inviting anybody there. They have the constitutional right to bring any motion to Parliament. Speaker is the one to accept it. And if it is in the interest of the country to put a case to rest, I know Speaker will determine that. So I leave the acceptance of the motion being proposed by the minority group in the hands of the Speaker to handle. It is not the majority that decides which motion should be accepted on the floor and which not. It is the Speaker. So it's not majority. It is the Speaker who accepts motions, who accepts whether a statement should be read, who accepts whether a question should be asked. It is the prerogative of the Speaker. They shouldn't blame the majority. But to me, I would even be...
On your side, you're looking forward to him coming even.
Oh, see, you know he has said things and has apologized on the floor of Parliament. So we are waiting for Sami to come. After that, he will apologize to Parliament. And if he's coming and they are going to do it in the committee of a whole, I would like them to protest that they should make it live. I would like them to protest, to make it live. And that is where they will see where they will be challenged. Because all these explanations we have given, I've asked the other day, can they tell us who has taken this 1.7 billion, part of it, into his personal account? How can they tell us? How many losses did they do in their regime when they were in power? In various state institutions. Tor was Tor not dead when we came? We left Tor in 2016, end of 2016, flourishing. We came and met a dead Tor. Did we take anybody to court or whatever? Have we called anybody to come and respond? Did IMF make complaint about Tor when Tor was sinking? That is why I have problem with the IMF.
They will speak generally as to the economy and
No. You see, if I'm speaking generally, speak generally all the time. Did IMF complain that Tor was collapsing when Tor was making profit in 2016? Did IMF complain about the way they were managing Tor and Tor collapsed completely until it became resurrected? Because they know that if we put up Tor, we refine our own crude oil. We don't need money again to go out and buy crude at high cost in foreign currency. It will save the country. The same way, they know very well that once we get a grip on our gold and we are controlling the export and controlling the taxes from it, or the revenue from it, it will be impossible for us to go for those type of loans that Ken Ofori-Atta went for during their tenure. And in that way, IMF is not going to be happy. We know IMF in Africa. We all know the status of IMF in Africa. They give us loan at very high cost, but other countries, they give it to them virtually like grants. So to me, the NPP should now learn their lessons, and the minority in parliament should learn their lessons and know that if you have any doubt about any public entity that is trading at a loss, or that you smell corruption in it, they have the powers to summon the person to parliament to come and answer all their questions, and they'll understand whether the person is really committing a crime or not, or is traded at a loss or not. Remember, SIGA has said, and JM has said that, His Excellency has said that any public entity that is running at a loss should be ready to be closed down. That is why everybody now is working well. The cocoa sector is reviving. The one that they left it with billions of debt. ECG, terrible mess. Remember when we came, we couldn't even get money to buy fuel. It took Juniper, the Sputnik speed, to go to negotiate for crude oil and the rest for our power producing plants to function. Today, we are not talking about that. Today, they now have the luxury to talk about transactional differences. They are not talking about corruption. They have not accused anybody of corruption. They are only talking about transactional losses. This shows that Ghanaians, this shows that our government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is doing perfectly well. Because I've not seen anybody, NPP mount platform, like Kojo to use to mount platforms to read about corruption scandals in any government institution or any SOEs. No, we're not hearing that. What we're hearing is that there's a transactional difference which is caused by the good work Gold Board has done to bring the CD down. That's all. That's all they are complaining about. This, to me, is much to do about nothing. Because you can't take somebody to court with this and take him to jail. You can't do it. The benefit far outweighs.
You think they were seeking to equalize on a lot of the things we've seen happen in terms of oral? That's why the minority leader may have made those comments.
No, it's not equalization. It's not equalization. They are only making themselves relevant for their elections coming and to gain who is more popular in their party. None of them. This is not equalization. We are not equalizing with them. DS was corruption. Ours is not corruption. It's transactional differences. Are the two the same? They are not the same. The IMF themselves said it. That is a transactional issue. The CD differences, the gaps in the CD between today and tomorrow. That is what they are basing on to talk. So to me, there's nothing like equalization. If they were equalizing, it means that we were corrupt and they are going to equalize our corruption with their corruption. No. We want a platform mounted, which I think they will never get, to talk about any corruption in any government institution.
Right.
That is when I can say they are equalizing.
Right. Doc, appreciate you. That's Dr. Thomas Anaba is a member of parliament for Gara. I'm going to read some messages on Facebook. Gareba Ahmed says, Eric, please extend my greetings to my representative in parliament and one of the hard-working MPs in the Upper East region. We're ready to give him another 4 years to represent us. Garba sends that, and that's Frederick's classmate in school, in junior high, in senior high school as well. Garba Ahmed says, "We, the people of Garo constituency, appreciate his efforts and continue to pray for more." It's a message that's sent by Garba Ahmed. Saka has joined us in the studio as a member of the NPP's communications team. Saka, good to have you. I trust that all is well with you.
Yeah, everything is cool.
We've spent quite some time as you were making your way here, speaking in relation to the press conference, the allegations of losses and all of that. Doc makes the argument that, look, you have no moral turpitude to argue about losses because the losses have been explained and you're only seeking to make yourselves popular and stay relevant by throwing into the eyes of the public dust. What's the insistence on a loss on the gold board's books when the evidence suggests there is none?
Thank you very much. Good morning to our cherished listeners. Good morning to Doc.
Thank you.
More especially, good morning to the NPP fraternity, as well as our flag bearer, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and the lovely wife. I'm surprised that he said that when there is none, that there's a loss when there's none. There has been a report by the IMF, and in that report, I mean, it's so palpable. The loss is not hidden anywhere. A loss of $1.7 billion, which is over 22 billion Ghana cedis. This is a whole colossal sum of money that we should not trivialize with it. We should hail those who are pressing home the point that we should not have had that loss. Why? I mean, this is just 1 year. It's not as if, for some decades. Just a year of operation. We've incurred $22 billion, $1 billion Ghana cedis. And somebody says what? We should not talk about it because, the person involved is Sami Jenfrey. So we should not talk about it. Do you know what that money can do? That money can buy 100 of TV3s. We're not talking about millions of Ghana cedis. We're talking about billions. Can build all the Agenda 111 hospitals that we are talking about. All of them. 92.7. This is 1.5% of our GDP. And therefore, deserve the attention of Ghanaians. How did it come about? How did this colossal sum of money, stupendous sum of money, how did it come about? As a result of bad planning, the structures, and then the design of the program itself, lead to no any other conclusion but that loss. One, we talk about the fact that Gold Board, as is currently designated, is a sole, agency that buy gold. They determine the price of the gold. There are other services that they also render. They do the assaying, they render other services that are charged. And instead of us to get profit out of it, now we are getting loss. Gold will tell you that, the generality of that they in particular had what we call profit. But it's a domestic gold, it's a gold purchase.
Domestic gold purchase
program. Yeah. But Gold Board loss itself contributed about 15%. 15%.
How? When you say Gold Board's loss, I want to appreciate exactly what it is.
The parts of where we incurred the loss attributed to Gold Board
was agent and assay fees.
Yeah. Yes.
3FM 92.7.
No, you see, if you look at the gold board arrangement, they themselves, because the IMF is telling us that gold board, for instance, if you take the reason why the amount is so huge, it's as a result of the fact that when gold board go into the market, that's the forex spread. Gold board take the money in Ghana cedis or in dollars. They don't buy the gold because gold is bought in dollars. Normally, they will now convert it into Ghana cedis being bought domestically. But the ounce, is estimated in dollars. So gold board will buy at the Forex Bureau rate and then go and then convert it at the Bank of Ghana rate. That is an anomaly. That particular arrangement itself, to me, speak volume of the fact that we are a country that do not even know what we are about. First of all, you tell us that there is the Ghana cedi is 11 cedis to the dollar. No, yeah, the 11. The dollar is 11 cedis to the Ghana cedis.
Yes.
And then you, the Bank of Ghana itself, have an arrangement that says that, even though it's 11 cedis, when this money that we are giving to you, when you go into the market, don't buy, you are not going to buy the 11 cedis. You are going to buy it at a different rate. And therefore, when we are calculating our loss, when we are calculating how much we have spent, it should be not in our rate, but the rate that you went there and bought it.
But Saka, just
I mean, can you imagine how upset the whole thing is?
I just want to chip in, just briefly, that is actually the model which existed when the domestic gold purchase program started.
That's it.
In fact, I mean, that's the argument, that's the response that's been made to the claim that you're making, yes. Because that argument you make actually is fair, is sound, and a lot of people have asked that question. But the response is that, but that's the model that exists because you have to buy at a competitive price when you go onto the market. And so the model in itself was not set up to make profit. That's why there was a $400 million loss in 2024. And so that is the model. And so if that is the model, why are you in the NPP who created a model now turning around to say that the model which the model which you created is
no.
I'm just saying that.
I get
in
the
fact,
point
that was the point Sami Jemfi raised to answer to some of the points.
So the answer to that was that it existed, so we came and continued, even if it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's a tradition, tradition to continue with senseless policies. Is that what he meant? No, is that what? No, is that NPP did not start Ghana? Is that what he's saying? That what doesn't make sense had been in existence, and therefore we came in, we continue with it. So what have you come to change?
It makes a lot of sense.
No.
To me, it makes a lot of sense.
No. What have you? Because look, we have always said that.
Bank of Ghana would never give you the dollar at the rate of exchange forex. They'll give it to you at their own rate.
No, listen.
That's where the problem is.
Listen, are you the one discussing the matter? I am saying that is the reason why I have always said that they should not be the Abuchi rate. They should not be the Forex Bureau rate. They should not be the Bank of Ghana rate. Because the Bank of Ghana rate is always a facade. The real issue has always been the fact that the reality is the Forex Bureau rate and then the Abuchi rate.
Abuchi.
You understand? Now, Bank of Ghana itself has factored into the market, says that, okay, I'm giving you this money. This is my rate, but when you go there, it will be this rate. So at the end of the day, when we do the calculation, we will get this loss. And you say we should clap for them because they are not thinking outside the box. Somebody thought and brought a policy that we are not proud of. You came, you continue with it.
You are not proud of it.
It's not about that.
You're not proud about
listen.
The one you just
I can do worse than what you're doing. So I can do worse than what you're doing. So I'm saying
I'm just reminding you not to
No,
disrespect
don't be
Bawumia.
doing those things. If you do those things, the program, I will mark the program for you.
Oh no, I beg you.
So let's.
I mean, interjections are.
Yeah, but they
nice
shout
from-
hey,
interjections
yeah,
are nice
because
from
that's
time
reminding
to
you.
time.
I'm just
so
saying.
I allow
I'm
it
just saying.
because it makes it makes it nice. But
I'm just saying, granted that policy is bad. You should because you said you are coming to research.
I think the point is not that the policy is bad, because the policy sought to do one thing: raise forex to help shore
I'm
up
not
the
talking
city.
about the because I know that the policy itself, the gold board policy itself, has a lot of vision, a lot of objectives, and then that objective include what you're saying.
No, I mean the domestic gold purchase program.
Yeah, of course, and of which gold board is also following suit. I'm saying that one, to raise forests, to ensure that we gather and formalize, the small scale mining industry, so that our gold, should not be anywhere with our Ghana benefit and all that. But in all these things, and also to strengthen the city, and to strengthen it in such a way that it will not, go haywire against the dollars and other currencies. But when you do it with prudence. You don't say that, okay, I want to achieve this objective, but at the end of the day, the cost of achieving that objective is so huge that if we had not even done it, would have been the best.
Hey.
For me, without the gold board, Ghana will still have 22 billion in its coffers. And I'm telling you, there are other ways that we could have used to ensure that the city is maintained. The minerals, that is the gold from the small scale miners, are not hijacked by smugglers and all those things. There are so many other ways that we could have done it and still save the 22 billion.
How would that have
So
been
you
done?
don't come and tell her, because for instance, this objective is also the same as Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board objective is similar to that of Gold Board. But have you heard? Because the design of Cocoa Board is not designed to make losses. It's even designed to make profit. But why would you come up with it? Are they saying that they did not take into consideration all these things? They did not take into consideration the fact that it is possible that at the end of the day we will incur certain losses. But the losses must be reasonable. It should not be so absurd to the extent of 22 billion, and people say that we should not talk about it. Why shouldn't you talk about it? The fact still remains that Gold Board has failed us. Gold Board in its operation has failed Ghanaians woefully. And therefore, just like the minority leader said, it demands more investigation. We should have some partisan a committee or parliamentary committee.
Partisan.
Bipartisan.
Parliamentary committee.
Non-partisan or bipartisan?
Non-partisan. Parliamentary committee that will go into this matter. So that at the end of the day, they can investigate how the losses came about, where we can correct, and then moving forward, how things can then work for us. But to just say that, don't even talk about it. The IMF is not just anybody at all. The IMF is a body that we all trust. The IMF, whether we go for loans from the IMF or not, the IMF by its nature, all of us have signed to it. All of us have signed to it. And therefore, if the IMF have come out with the reports that they came out with, you cannot say that the IMF did it in ignorance. The IMF didn't know certain things that Auditor General didn't mention. Auditor General said that based on your books that you presented to them, they came out with this conclusion. So I don't even get it. The defense of Gold Board in this case. The defense of Gold Board cannot be that Ghana did not incur 22 billion. The defense of Gold Board cannot be that people should not talk about it. The part of gold board to the 22 billion is what they should be talking about.
3FM.
The part, their responsibility in ensuring that we incur that loss is what they should be talking about. And no matter how they try to explain away these matters, it will still be there until a final conclusion is gotten out of this whole thing.
Where the final conclusion will be what? How the losses came about? Because that part has been explained even in the report, that there was exchange rate differentials, there was assay fees, and then off-takers discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those, I mean, I have the report, the IMF report, which directly mentions
assay fees paid to who? It's not the gold board itself.
Yes.
that is in charge.
Yes, and they said those fees were approved by Parliament.
Those fees. No, but see, those fees. No, don't be laughing. Those fees are charged by gold board itself. Oh.
Yeah, but there are charges which were approved. So the explanation is there are charges that they didn't determine by themselves, but was approved by Parliament for them, that, okay, charge this amount when, or this percentage when you do this for somebody. Mm-hmm. So they are only following the law. They are not doing any other thing. That's the
yeah, I'm saying that. I'm saying, that's the reason why they could give us artificial profits.
Oh.
Listen. They could give us artificial profit because, look, you yourself, you presented your own gold to yourself. I presented my own gold to myself. I said, okay, let me charge the gold 100 Ghana cedis. So you will get a profit and go and present that, oh, gold board has made a profit. But at the end of the day, the same gold board will say that I incur a cost because I paid 100 Ghana. So that becomes a loss.
3FM 92.
I don't know whether you get my argument.
Kindly make the point.
So no, the point is that I say fees, service charges, and all those things, they are part and parcel
of the loss
of the rules and all that.
Of what put together cost the country 1.7 billion.
Yes. So when you say Parliament actually approve it, yeah, Parliament could approve it. Fees and charges. Fees and Charges Act and all those things. But the Fees and Charges Act are proposals that are presented to Parliament by the agency itself.
And approved by bipartisan.
No, you see, it doesn't matter. You propose to Parliament, and especially when you have a huge majority of parliamentarians that do only yes. They are only there to do yes, master. Yeah. And when you do yeah, at the end of the day, that is what will happen. So I'm saying that Gold Board has incurred losses. You can say that they have made profit. Those profits is a natural consequence. Any entity that would have been there, I mean, charging this entity charging their safe fees and all those things, would have also made profit. It's not out of any ingenuity of Gold Board that at the end of the day, they will say that, okay, because there's some fees that we charge, assays and all those things, we have made profit. What profit have they made? I mean, PMMC used to also do the same, what do you call it, duties.
So PMMC did this job in 2024, along with another agent, and that resulted in the $400 million loss.
Yes, okay, compare the 400 million, compare the 400 million. To 1.7 billion. Does it make sense? Does it make sense to you?
The explanation is that
scaling.
Yes, more was done with respect to that program.
Proportionally, it's better.
Please. Like, more of what? There was a scaling up of the gold purchase program.
So what then is the difference between PMMC and Gold Board? If this one was coming to correct the wrongs of the old, and this one has come to do worse, so why did we even bring Gold Board in the first place?
Fair enough, Saka.
Because it does not make sense. Then we should have given the responsibility and allow PMMC to still exist and incur us 400 million loss than to go for a new program that we think that we are now correcting the old one and now incurring 1.7 billion. It doesn't make sense to anybody.
Right. I'm going to come to Buckman, who is a Deputy National Communications Officer of the Director, right? It's not officer.
Yes,
You guys use Director of the United Party. He's sitting in for his boss, Solomon Owusu, and friend as well.
Yes.
Quickly on the Gold Board conversation and everything that's transpired, even in the aftermath of that news conference, the minority has responded again. They say they are looking forward to a bipartisan, non-partisan is what Sakasalia uses, and all of that. There's still what the citizen will call a confusion as to what is playing out in it all. Do you still think there's a confusion after hearing both sides, and how do we end this debate so we can move forward?
Is NPP still talking about this issue? It's like, are you people still talking about this issue? The Gold Board issue? The leaders have even run away from it. You've come here to talk about it. They've run away from it. What was the thrust of the argument? The thrust of the argument was that Gold Board had incurred this amount of losses, 1.7 billion. Now, what are they saying now? They say, it doesn't matter where the loss sits, whether in Gold Board's books or Bank of Ghana's books. Your people, they are running away. I think they've regretted organizing that useless press conference. They've regretted.
Good evening, Ghana yesterday.
Oh, of course. I mean, no, but how can you say the things you said about Gold Board?
Things like
how could you have done that? Because now it's either you don't. I feel they didn't understand the issues, or the whole NPP didn't understand the issues. The issues are very simple, but per the nature of Gold Board and gold trading, there's no way you can do gold trading which involves foreign exchange without making losses. How? Let me give you one leg of the losses, which is the exchange rate differentials, which constituted the greater portion or percentage of the total loss.
Not the greater portion.
It's the biggest portion of the total loss. Let me explain to you for the so that of course I presume NPP people they don't understand it. Bank of Ghana wants to trade in or wants to buy gold. So Bank of Ghana engages Gold Board to buy the gold for them. Bank of Ghana has its own foreign exchange rate, which is the official rate. So Bank of Ghana says, okay, go out there and buy gold for me. But the gold that is sold out there, the rate at which people sell the gold is higher than what the Bank of Ghana's rate is.
You mean the dollar rate?
The dollar rate. So you buy at a higher rate, you bring it to Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana cannot record what you brought in on its books with the same rate you bought it. Bank of Ghana would have to.
Is it the same?
No, I'm coming. Let me explain. Bank of Ghana would have to use its official rate to record it, and Bank of Ghana's account is recorded in cedis. Bank of Ghana's account is recorded in cedis. So now, granted, assuming, just for simplicity, for easy understanding, Bank of Ghana's rate is $1 is equal to 10 cedis. The Forex Bureau rate out there is $1.
The reality, that is the reality.
$1 is equal to 12 cedis.
Yes.
Central bank rates are different from.
There's a difference of 2 cedis. Between Bank of Ghana rates in terms of city terms and what is sold outside. Mm-hmm. Now, if you bring it and you want to record it, that 2 cedis becomes a translation of accounting loss in the book of Bank of Ghana.
Yeah, we understand.
You understand? So why are you talking about? So why are you complaining?
I even made that point here.
So why are you complaining? What are you complaining about again?
I made that point here, and I even said that.
So in whose books? On whose books is that recorded?
It is a facade to
assume. No, I'm asking you
because we have been telling them that Bank of Ghana rates.
Who records it? Who records it?
It's a facade.
Who records it? It's not Bank of Ghana.
But see.
So why do you want to put it in the books or on the books of Gold Board?
it is the gold board itself that come out with the prices because they
what prices? What prices?
No. For instance, if you are going to buy gold board
Doesn't
decides how much the gold costs. How much they are going to buy the gold?
Gold. See what I thought. Gold price is international price, though.
No. You are not getting it.
Oh no.
You are not getting it in Ghana here.
So gold board decide how much gold to be sold.
Determine
the price of gold.
Yes.
Oh my God, it is never true. It is never ever true. They don't know what to say. So you see, Doc, that's why I said they don't understand the issue.
No. Listen.
There's no way they would have organized press conference if they really understood the issue.
I'm saying that gold board determine the price they buy the gold domestic.
No. It's international.
It's international price.
The
international price.
No, who determines how much?
Internationally.
Which is one
How
of the
come that
concerns.
there are some other vendors?
It's like saying because we produce oil in Ghana, we determine the price of oil.
No. You see,
Is that kind of argument
there
you
are
want to make?
some other players in this country
No,
who buy the gold higher than the price.
It's my time. It's my time.
No, but you see, what you are saying, you are lying.
It's my time.
There are other players, and even Gold Board
It's
came
my
out.
time.
Gold Board came out to warn them. And to warn those that patronize.
That was those who were smuggling.
No, that is smuggling. That is smuggling. We are talking about official. We are talking about official record.
You can buy the gold at the price that
You see, Doc,
you and the
Doc,
seller decide to.
No.
Doc, do you know why I've always said that NPP has become one of our major
Forget about
problems?
NPP.
I believe you.
Yeah, because
Forget about NPP.
Is not believing
But
that.
the point is that
He's
the
taking
what kind of argument is this?
Yes,
No, this too naive.
because Gold
My
Board
friend.
came out to say
No.
that whoever because Gold Board determine its price, and some people who buy.
Who are the some people?
Listen.
Who are the some people?
Oh, those smugglers.
We are talking about official records. We are talking about smugglers.
They buy.
We are talking about official record. Why are you bringing smugglers?
And the official record. Who determines that official record? Is it not Gold Board?
So
you sit here and
so
pretend like
Eric,
you know everything.
so Eric,
I am telling you, Gold Board determine how much.
Eric, the point is that
it's
NPP itself has run away from its original statement in respect of this issue. They wanted to just, if you like, paint Gold Board and in a very bad,
Why?
with a very bad brush, and they don't work because especially when Auditor General has conducted its audit on Gold Board's economic activities and concluded that Gold Board made a surplus of 5.44 billion
Based on
Ghana
the
cedis.
figures they presented to them.
So after that, when you had a copy of that report, even when you had a copy of that report, you made reference to the report and still went ahead to say that in spite of the report, Auditor General was not given access to Bank of Ghana's account.
Yes.
But was Auditor General auditing Gold Board or Bank of Ghana? What kind of logic is this?
Who was it?
So mundane. That's why I'm saying that. You see, let me tell you, in your party, there are a lot of people who are mad at Afenyo for what he did. Because the party had organized very successful regional elections, which was giving the party some positive image. All of a sudden, with this, Afenyo has come to destroy everything.
Oh, no, it's not true.
It's true. It's that people who are not happy.
Who is mad about him?
Who
is mad about him?
What currency?
Everybody is happy with him.
What political currency has your party gained?
Yeah, we are protecting Ghana. We are protecting the public purse.
It has rather enhanced the credibility of Sami Jenfi.
It's not true.
We are rather destroy your credibility as a political party.
The public purse that is being,
In any case, when you incurred 400 million loss, what was the economic benefit of it?
The 400 million paid is insignificant.
No, I'm saying that what was the economic benefit of it? Because we're looking at cost benefit analysis.
How much dollars did you bring to Ghana?
Yes.
A lot.
How much?
To what extent did you stabilize Ghana's economy?
Did you stabilize the CD?
Oh, of course.
Did you stabilize the exchange rate?
The economy got so bad that Dr. Bawumia, who is an economist, ran away from the economy. What are you talking about?
was talking on IT.
The man who told us that he's got a magic wand to solve Ghana's economic problem had to run away from the economy.
Yeah.
Because of the way things went.
How did he run away?
You are still talking about digitalization.
Digitalization is part of the economy.
Since the beginning of
the economy.
since this government,
If you want to raise more revenue,
the inception of the administration of this government, has Dr. Mohammed made any public statement in respect of the economy?
None.
He doesn't got the credibility to do that. He doesn't. And what is even worse is that Mr. Queen said what he came to read. Dr. Mohammed knew about it. MPs knew about it. The party knew about it.
Everybody knew about it. So what's the problem?
That's how bad it is that the whole party could goof like the way they did.
How did they goof?
This is simple thing. Because
No, you haven't explained the matter.
because now
African
we hear extortion stories within the story. Extortion story within the story.
Extortion like what?
Extortion story within the
so
story.
which is what?
We want to push you to the
No,
wall
which is what?
so that you can come and negotiate.
Oh no.
That's I mean that if you
Who
read
wants to
the
negotiate with Ghana money? Ghana money?
some of them even say that
Ghana
our
money to
time.
go and negotiate with Ghana
They said our time. Anytime you push us more, we gave you something.
How?
So why don't you also give us something when we push you small?
How?
I mean,
Who said that?
So is it
No,
the game?
who said that?
No, is it the game?
No, who said that? Tell me so that I'll go after that person.
Kofi Oppong Nkrumah said it.
He said what? That you give us something small.
Yeah, you push you small, you give you push us small, we give you something. You too, if you push you small,
Where did
give
he
us
say
something.
it? Where did he say it?
If you say go to his Facebook.
No,
see-
so he put it on his Facebook.
Yeah, go and look at it. You see, you people see the whole thing as a game. It's not a game we are playing here. No, we are not playing a game here.
Businesses are concerned.
We are seriously
No, when you say we, you mean
Ghana. I'm talking about Ghana. I speak as a Ghanaian.
Oh, okay.
I speak as a Ghanaian. That we are not playing a game here. Do you know people who suffered because of how you mismanage the economy? Have you forgotten DDEP, how people died painfully?
NPP never mismanaged.
Regrettably.
Please.
Are you getting
NPP
it?
never mismanaged. Something happened.
No,
and
you
that
mismanaged the
is something.
economy.
No, it was COVID.
It was pure
Charlie,
mismanagement.
I'm telling
The
you,
COVID money we're sharing to party
if,
founders.
if your mama, if your mama was in the COVID period, I don't know how this
Saka,
economy
if there's
would
one
have
thing
looked
you
like.
need to pray for,
Yeah.
you need to pray for this economy to stand on its feet and do well. Because when
But we
there's,
are praying.
you are praying for the economy to do
Yeah,
well.
to do well.
So
Even though the managers are not doing well.
Board.
And you want to, and you want
But
to collapse
Go
Gold
board
Board.
has done nothing.
Gold Board as
Go
well.
board is one of the useless
Is that-
And let's be honest with the
Shaka, is that a fair thing to say?
Oh yes, they contributed nothing. I'm telling you.
Gold Board has become
they
a
have
target.
done- what they have succeeded in
shivering
doing,
here.
what they have succeeded,
Yeah.
what Gold Board has succeeded in doing is to
I said they don't
encourage-
understand the issues, lah.
Entail this nation a loss of
What breakfast do you eat?
$1.7
What breakfast do you
billion.
eat?
Saka,
$1.7 billion. They say we should clap for them.
Saka,
Why should we clap for them?
Saka.
What have they done?
just a point. Just a
What
point.
have they done?
Just a point.
What have they done?
Let me tell Saka.
Saka, just a
For the mere
point.
fact that we reduced the dollar from 14 to 12, Ghana saved 77 billion.
So Gold Board reduced it.
Let me tell you.
They don't understand. They don't understand that, dog. They don't understand.
You have voodoo economics. You have voodoo economics in your party. I'm
You're lying.
telling you.
You know that even appreciation also bring cost. Sometimes appreciation of the currency also bring cost.
Oh.
You don't know.
Are we a net exporter?
You don't know.
Importer? Are we
You
a net
don't
exporter
know.
importer?
Yes, doc.
Yes,
Teaching
are we
economics.
a net exporter?
Doc, teaching economics.
Don't you know
Are we a
that?
net
Go
exporter?
and
importer?
ask the cocoa.
That is where we must
Go and ask the
understand.
cocoa
Right.
farmers.
My friend.
Go and ask the cocoa farmers.
27.
When the Nigerian were doing the calculation, they said because the
Your
city
economy
appreciated.
depends on imports.
Right, 27.
Therefore,
Go and ask the
the
cocoa
performance
farmers.
of your foreign currency is very
You
important.
know that it become more, even more
27 past 9. 27 past 9. I'm just going to make this quick interjection. Saga, when you say it's useless, that's not a fair thing to say.
It is a useless organization.
Because
it is a useless
here's why.
Gold Board is a useless organization.
No, I'm not sure that's a fair thing.
1.7 billion.
Because
And you said that we should clap for them.
Saka, that loss is not on the books of the Gold Board. In fact, the IMF, which you've relied on to make the basis of to state the claim that there's a 1.7 billion city loss, it's been fact checked. The IMF says it's a BOG loss, and
give reasons.
and provided where the losses came from. So we've had economists, Professor Godfred Buckman, we've had different people who say that, look, there was some positive in terms of the work which was done. You're saying all of those people are wrong, and the institution has done absolutely nothing
the
when economists and persons worth their salt, private individuals who take on administration after administration and provide education. You're saying Professor Godfrey Buckman, for instance, is wrong to say that Gold Board did some work even though there were losses.
Yeah, I mean, the DGPP program accumulated in the 1.6. But what is the contribution of Gold Board to the loss?
But they are the ones who were the aggregators and were picking up
You
the
said
gold
15%. You said Gold Board contributed
for the
15%.
Yes.
for the BOG.
Yes.
He said it.
Yes.
Gold Board contributed 15%.
Yes.
15% is only 3.3
Look at the
billion.
charges.
It's only 3.3 billion. That's 15%. If you are saying that Gold Board contributed, let's accept that Gold Board contributed 15%.
No, according to the report.
3.3 billion.
I am saying, I'm saying that.
It's 3.3 billion.
I'm saying that.
So why are you crying?
According to the report, even some of the charges.
You are not reading
That
about the
was
report.
put on
You
them.
read the phrases
No,
now.
Saka,
They pick and choose what they want from the IMF.
when you brought good for oil plus good for reserve, what you told Ghanaians was that with the introduction of the two policies, we're going to have two positive experiences. One, we're going to experience a lower price at the pump in terms of fuel price. You said our city.
I hope there's a question that you need to answer.
You said our city was going to be very strong. After introduction of these two policies, our situation got worse, both at the pump and also the foreign exchange. So that's why I ask you about the economic benefits
So
of the
can I
policy.
answer you?
Because policies are rolled out
Because
to solve. Policies are rolled out to solve a problem.
No,
but if you roll out a policy that exacerbates your problem, then it wasn't a good policy.
It's not true. First of all,
it was a good policy that was poorly managed.
First of all,
so if Gold Board is managing the situation properly, do you know what 1.5 years Gold Board has brought in $17 billion. We went to the IMF. They gave us only $3 billion loan. They spread it for 4 years or so.
You say Gold Board brought us $17 billion.
Yes.
From where?
You don't know.
Correct.
So are you in Ghana?
You don't read. But you read the IMF
people,
one.
a lot of people have been brainwashed. That Gold Board brought us $17 billion. From where? Because that $17 billion would have still been in the coffers of Ghana if Gold Board were not there. Because if PMMC were to be there, they still would have brought that
PMMC. Your time, you had PMMC. You had PMMC. No. You had PMMC.
To say that Gold Board brought us $17 billion.
The problem is just Gold
No, but you asked a question.
No.
You know what?
You asked a question.
I said it last time. I said it. The only reason, the only way Dr. Baumia will become relevant.
No, listen.
In respect of the 2028 election, is when this government performs so abysmally to the point that falls below Baumia's performance. So long as the economy is stable and things are better than what Baumia did, he becomes irrelevant. That is why they are trying everything. Initially, they attacked the governor. They realized that it was not working. Then they shifted to Gold Board. Then even when they were corrected, they are still insisting.
You asked a question about
that
the
Gold Board. My God.
Gold for oil and all those things. And you came to a conclusion that it did not help us.
Right.
It is false.
Let's
settle false because look, the domestic. Listen. The goal for oil actually helped. It was a positive policy that helped reduce.
Even that policy, we need to investigate that policy because that unknown middleman.
Right.
It reduced the
what?
Impacts
of what?
One.
Of what?
The CD.
Before the currency, before the program, right?
Because every year we needed to get
$1 is going to 9 cedis. After the program, we got to 14, 15, 16.
It could have been worse.
Look at that. It could have been
the
worse.
policy were not there.
Let's make progress, right? Let's make progress. I have to take this break. When we return, we'll talk about the legal vacation and the expectation of the judgment, the decision of the court on that injunction application, just briefly. But you're still live with us here on the 3FM Sunrise. You can share your thoughts with us, 053-220-0927. I see a number of you have shared comments in relation with me on Facebook who are not happy with Saka on the tangent tangent he's on. Says, Atengle David says, I should ask you what the objective of the Gold for Reserve program was under your administration, and if it was ever achieved.
To reduce the stress on the dollar, to ensure that the price
is one of the comments. So I'm going to go for this break.
to ensure that
Even while we've been on the break in relation to that central bank and the losses, and you can hear it in the background, right? You can hear it in the background. But we're switching lanes now, and we're talking the legal vacation, because we know that Member of Parliament for Fuasia Yorubi, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, has gone to the Supreme Court, amongst many other things, seeking an interpretation and of the discretion of the Chief Justice to appoint vacation judges to hear specific cases, amongst other things. As part of that suit was an injunction which has stayed the hands of the relevant courts from proceeding with hearings, and that injunction is to be heard today. It was heard yesterday, and its determination to be made today as well. It was heard yesterday with a determination to be made today, and that's what we're looking forward to at 10 o'clock. I mean, it's a debate that's been on. Doc, I'm going to start with you because you were seeking to speak to it earlier as to the fact that the NPP is seeking to have different rules work for them when they are in opposition. But it's a test of the law and seeking to get an appreciation and an understanding as to what happens during the legal vacation. This will once and for all determine what happens so that we cannot return to a conversation like this in the future. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy somebody has taken it to court and says the Constitution must be tested once in a while for us to see whether it is living up to its expectation. The dynamics of our democracy is changing, so people must test the laws. Let's see. But I know we're in this country, under several governments, the legal vacations have been used to try people. And even within NPP, they have taken a court to case to the appeals brought in by Wuntimi's lawyers during a legal vacation, which they are comfortable with that one. Mm-hmm. But the one that they want to use for other cases, mm-hmm. they are not comfortable with it. Our current Chief Justice is not the first person to use the legal vacation to try some particular cases to speed up time. We've even seen cases in this country that people have gone to court for the desire to speed up the case. They've gone to court every day to be heard. We've seen it in this country. So I don't see why in your tenure, when you were in government, you didn't see any problem at all about legal vacation. And even an MP, a sitting MP, was taken to court and was asked to come to court every day. And by then, at that time, Afenyo Makin was the majority leader. Mm-hmm. He never saw any problem with it. But this time, when the Chief Justice says some of the cases will deal with them during the legal vacation, 12 courts that he assigned to deal with cases during the legal vacation, criminal cases, you are saying no, it shouldn't be done. This is where we call the double standards. Me, I don't know which one is right. I'm waiting for the judges or the judge to rule on. I'm somebody who respects the rule of law. I go by Arabatu Konu's pronouncement. The law is the law. Once it goes to the court and the judge comes out and say, look, no judge will sit during legal vacation, I'm taking it because the law is in their bosom. And when they also come out to say that, look, no one should prevent the Chief Justice from putting some courts to continue working during legal vacation, I'm for it. So to me, I just want to explain the double standards of our colleagues, those in NPP, that you see, you only cry when it's affecting you. And at the same time, you praise it when it's affecting others. Yes, when it's affecting people during your tenure, you didn't have a challenge with it. And even now that you even want me to come out quickly, before your national elections, you are crying foul that the judge didn't come to sit. Even though the judge was indisposed, you were not happy the judge couldn't come and sit. Why did you want that judge to come and sit on a legal vacation you have taken to court? Yeah. So if he comes to sit, if I'm the judge, if I'm not even sick, I won't come because the case is pending. Mm-hmm. I will wait for them to rule before I come and sit. Yeah. Because if I come and sit and I'm queried, mm-hmm. or the rule that I've trespassed my powers, mm-hmm. then I'll be in problem. So to me, the judge did very well. If actually he was sick or whatever, indisposed, may I wish him speedy recovery. But if he did it for technical reasons, not to get himself embroiled with the law, which is currently under review by another judge, then he did very well. after the ruling, he can decide what to do with Wontumi. But they shouldn't cry foul. This has been happening, and we are continuing with it. Just like the goal for domestic gold purchasing program that we came to meet that had losses. We are dealing with gold board, and they are making losses, and they are complaining. In their time, it was perfect, but now it is not perfect. Even though we are meeting the objectives for a reason why we set up gold board, they are still complaining. So to me, I am standing by the law. What the judge will rule today is what I would follow forever until it is changed, because I like to go by the laws.
Right. Saka, I mean, the suggestion is that you're seeking preferential treatment, and if the example used by Doc is anything to go by, you are fighting vacation courts, but you want them to sit on Wontumi's bail pending appeal.
Yeah, first of all, I think Doc doesn't know the issues.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I will let you understand.
Yes.
And I can just understand the reason why he doesn't know the issue. Maybe because of extreme.
You want to humiliate me?
Extreme partisanship. Yeah, extreme partisanship. Number one, there's a reason why we have the legal vacation. I mean, this is something that has been bequeathed to us by the colonial masters. Those days when they used to go for, the assas time, they can do all manner of things and then go and break and come and all that. So that tradition has continued. And in fact, in Ghana here, it has become it has become part and parcel of us that during legal vacation, you don't even, the judges don't even come. So, but what has happened is that in legal vacation, the Chief Justice, knowing very well that people's rights might be trampled upon, somebody could want a situation where maybe he's seeking for a bail and all that, and therefore you need a judge to be present during that period. Those are interlocutories.
3FM.
Where people, I mean, it's not the hearing of the criminal matter itself. It's not the substantive matter that is being heard. The impaneling of those judges is to ensure that people's rights are at stake, and therefore we need justice in order to ensure his freedom are upheld. And therefore, within that period, the Chief Justice usually impanel certain vacation judges who will sit on such matters, on such interlocutory motions. He mentioned about Wontumi. Wontumi is an interlocutory motion because this is a bail. This is bail. It is not a substantive matter that was going to be heard. And therefore, you cannot use it and come and say that, oh, we are asking for something and we ourselves are trying to do something different. These are the matters. And he's saying that, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is saying that, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is saying that, he's not talking about the fact that the Chief Justice has some administrative duties or discretion that he has to take. But to impanel criminal matters, criminal vacation judges, in place of interlocutory matters, therefore, beats his imagination. And the fact that whatever decision that you are taking, if you have a discretion, you have to be mindful of Article 296. That discretion must not be capricious. It has to be taken in a manner that will be fair to everybody. And therefore, you cannot select a few of criminal matters, say that, okay, this matter is there, we should continue with the substantive matters. And I've given another administrative warrant to another court so that for them they can go there and talk about different things and talk about interlocutors. These are the issues. So that even though there is a discussion, that discussion must be, exercised in a manner that is fair. That's what Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is saying. And for Doc to come and sit here and then create the impression as if we are saying that, oh, they shouldn't even impanel at all. We are talking about impaneling cases or criminal matters for the substantive matters to be heard. And in most of these cases, it's a different judge altogether. Just imagine we have vacation judges. It is not those judges that were in those cases. It's a different matter For instance, you are arguing a case with a judge, and all of a sudden, no, that judge has gone on vacation, and a different judge has come to now, because he's not abreast with even the matters. He's not coming to learn the matters, learn even the whole thing, read the whole thing all together. And his mind might not be as familiar to the case as the former one and all those things. So, and what prevents us from just waiting? Even though some might say that, okay, we want to speed up matters. It is not about speeding up criminal matters. It's about getting fair hearing within a reasonable time. And our law says within a reasonable time. Our law did not say that we should speed up criminal matters. No. And it did not also say that we should delay criminal matters. They said that within a reasonable time. So what is the problem? If justice will be served, for us to wait for the substantive judge to come from the vacation and continue with the matter. The matter can be heard any way that we want. It can be heard daily, because that one, it is part of the laws. It's part of the court procedure. That if we want, we can hear it daily, we can hear it even weekends and all those things. But when it comes to, serving justice, you don't pick and choose and select certain cases that you want. For these cases, we want to speed it up and get conviction as early as possible. That in itself is prejudice.
I'm gonna ask just one question, right? That is it all the oral cases that are being heard during the legal vacation?
That has been heard.
That are being heard, where their judges were appointed to sit during the legal vacation.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
So then the question will ask, where then is the basis that these cases have been selected? Because if it were a case of wanting the trials to speed up quickly, then all the oral cases should have been heard. Then the second point is, and these are arguments which the Deputy Attorney General has made these arguments, is what I'm putting to. And then the second is that it's not just oral cases that are being heard, that there are other cases by these same judges which are also being heard substantively. So why are you making the case as though it is selective justice when other cases by these justices are also being heard?
I don't even get it. It's so absurd. What do you mean by oral cases? You see, when you say oral cases, where from this label? So these cases are there independent of oral. So when you say, is it all the oral cases that have been heard? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm saying that even if all of them were even if not all of them are being heard, those that are selected, these are independent people who are fighting for their independent rights. You cannot say that, okay, you can crumble them together and say that, oh, because some cases have not been heard. That is where even the discrimination is. Because why would you select some group of people and say that, oh, for these people, I want them to get there at all costs and as fast as possible? It's somebody can look at it in a different manner. Like, okay, you want the person to exonerate themselves to as quickly as possible. But the fact of the matter is that the defense counsel, if the defense counsel, by dint of the fact that, based on the knowledge of the fact that every year, these people go and take, these judges go on vacations and all that. And based on that knowledge, the defense counsel also plan, their schedule. And then you say that because the defense counsel use a legal vacation to also plan their schedule, they should go and look for a different counsel, or else the matter continues. And if they don't even come, you don't care. That is not fair hearing. That is injustice. And that is exactly why Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is in court. So I don't get it. I mean, the discrimination is so ominous. It's so obvious to the point that I don't even think that, you see, just Justice Buckman is going to hear the matter. He's a single Supreme Court.
He's heard the matter already. He's to make a judgment today.
I'm saying he heard the matter yesterday. So the two submitted their cases yesterday, and then today we are going to have judgment on all those. I hope Justice Buckman, who had been chairman of the PNC some time ago, I mean, would give us, a very good judgment. irrespective of where he's coming from and all that. So that at the end of the day, I think that justice will be safe. But the situation where everybody knows about vacation, legal vacation, and then all of a sudden, Kojo, for instance, told us that in his 4 to 5 years or so in the bar, he have never seen a chief justice, giving warrant for criminal matters to be heard.
Those are very debatable subject matters. But Ebo, you have the last word on this.
Yeah. You see, the problem is that we have a problem as a nation, and one of the major problems we have is corruption. And we can't fight corruption with this old attitude and approach, allowing politicians to play delay tactics in court with the hope that their political party will come and free them. And that kind of approach will not help us in our fight against corruption. Once people get to know that they can loot, they can plunder the states and get some good lawyers, or they are political lawyers or party lawyers, to go to court and delay cases and successfully do so for their party to come to power in future and free them, it becomes a problem. And so I am on the side of the state that when it comes to the issue of trying cases within reasonable time, it should be in the interest not only of the accused person, but the interest of the state as well. That as a country, though anyone who has plundered this country, who has looted our resources, or financial resources and other resources, must be dealt with expeditiously. And that is why I've always had a problem with the position of the NPP. You made a very fantastic point that the judges are sitting on other cases as well. It's not only NPP cases or NPP persons or affiliated people's cases that are in court, but ordinary Ghanaians' cases are also being tried. So why is it that NPP is complaining? Are they saying that they are special human beings than the ordinary Ghanaians? And so, if others are comfortably going to court, why are they running away? In any case, if you have a very good case and your client is in court, will not be in your interest for your client to be dealt with speedily so that your client will be free? Is it the case that you always want to go to court? No. If you know you have a good case, it will be in the interest of your client that you even ask for speedy trial so that your client will be free. It's not easy going to court almost every now and then. And then, another thing that I want to point out is that Atachia, for example, is he using this one as a strategy to mock his clients? Because the longer the case stays in court, the more he's going to make money from the
is that a fair question
clients.
to ask? Because he's representing his clients.
Yes, I'm saying that. Yes, because this is not pro bono. This is not pro bono. This one he charges, and so the more the case stays in court, the more he makes money. So it could be a strategy. If I were his clients, I would ask for a speedy trial. That, my brother, let's do it so that I can have my peace of mind. Probably they know what is coming is not good, and therefore the decision to delay the cases using delay tactics and other, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, I don't understand his position. I don't know why he went to court. Is it the case that they want to protect one of their own or all those people who are facing the court during the vacation? But whether we like it or not, we need to fight and succeed in this fight against corruption. Because think about it, the opportunity cost of corruption. Look at schools, hospitals, and roads that could have been constructed and built with the money that have been stolen by these individuals. Is it the case that when they steal, the money, part of the money goes to the party? That's why the party is not able to allow them to face the law alone, and the party, it has become a political party trial. You should be very careful as a people. If there's any issue concerning corruption, as much as possible, let's be on the side of the state. Much as we are calling for fair trial, let's be on the side of the state. Because when these individuals, they loot this country, they don't share the money with their party people. Even if they are going to share the part for the party, maybe their leadership. But the ordinary members of the party who do all the dirty work, they don't even benefit from these looted funds. So I'm saying that as a nation, we should be, I've always advocated that criminal, high-profile corruption cases involving politicians should not travel beyond 1 year. Within it can be done within 6 months.
But that would be unfair because
no.
Reasonable time.
No. Who defines reasonable time? Who determines reasonable time?
Reasonable time is determined by reasonability.
So that's what I'm saying. That within 1 year, we should 1 year.
Why 1 year?
If Jachikwesin was made to go to court every day, then other criminal cases can go to court every day. Of course, you see, let me tell you this. If you don't punish, if you don't make corruption expensive, in economics, you know it. Cheap things. Cheap things are easy to buy. You know that. If corruption becomes cheap, people will buy corruption.
Right.
But if it is made expensive, then people will be deterred from buying.
So the expensive also include unreasonable time.
So the
for
position,
trial.
the position NPP has taken is antithetical.
Which position is that?
That you are against cases being,
we are not against expeditious trial.
Being held during vacation. That is your position. That is anti-national position.
No.
That is anti-national position. It's like you are supporting your people who are allegedly looted this country, looted with their mouth, with their nose, with their hand, with their legs.
We have to go. That's Buckman. He's a Deputy Communications Director of the United Party. Dr. Thomas Anabo as well.
I hope Solo is doing well.